It's birth, betrayal, death, rebirth.
Okay.
Is the human cycle. Is the human heart cycle. So what they did to make things even more complex and even more difficult for human beings is 99% of human beings only have 2-strand DNA when we're supposed to have 12-strand or 22-strand DNA.
Welcome to the channel once again. Here's another amazing creepy TikTok videos that will make you think the whole day. Really, family. This is a new channel. Family, support us by clicking on the like button and subscribing. Do you know what happens when you click on the like button? YouTube will recommend this video to so many people out there. Support us, family, by clicking on the like button. It really helps. Thank you for doing that. Now let us watch the amazing creepy TikTok videos.
If you would like to see the video, press this icon, then more than photos.
Family, you are aware this is just like the movie, guys. So it's just a movie.
Jackie Chan exposes the real way that Bruce Lee died.
There was all kind of conspiracy theories. People thought the triads, the mafia, had something to do with it. It was said that his family had a curse, his father had a curse, that he passed on to Brandon. And what is your belief on how he passed away?
What's the story in the West? I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the story in the West? That there was...
How Bruce Lee died?
They said it was a couple.
Yeah.
They said he upset it because of his success in the film industry and taking the martial arts around the world, that he upset it, the triads, mafia organization.
No.
Okay, that wasn't true. The other said that he was fighting a curse that was...
No,
that's not true.
Not true.
So what? So can you
that new.
Because family, I think we all heard it. Personally, I read it before that he was cursed. That's why he died. And also, I also heard that he was murdered. But let us listen to what Jackie Chan will say.
It was in the public. I think in the old days, 30 years ago, because the communication not fast enough.
Yeah.
There's no internet. Nobody knows. He died in somebody's house. Yeah, that's everybody knows. He died in somebody's house. My boss go to pick him up, and then send him to the hospital. Then that's the true thing.
That's the true thing.
Of course, you can find out more. I don't want to say in detail.
Yeah.
You find out the detail yourself.
They do the dive myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the public in Hong Kong. Google's everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows what happened. It's whenever I travel around, Bruce Lee died by somebody murder. No. Curse. No, nothing. Just normal die in somebody's house. That's all.
But family, aren't you curious of what he said? Why is he saying we should find the details by ourselves? Meanwhile, you know the details. I know that the China government, don't want people exposing some things out there. That's why he was careful with his words.
Okay, so I'm a little bit of an old book whore. And because I am a firm believer in timeline deception, I actively seek out books that are older than the 1900s. Now, in my opinion, I think we've been indoctrinated since the mid-1800s. So I have a really, really hard time trying to find any books that are older than 1850. So anytime I go to a bookstore, there's a used bookstore here in my town, and I will sit there for at least an hour and look through every single old book, and they constantly get new ones every week. But I came across this one, and original copyright is in 1877. So that's about as close to 1850 as I have been able to get in a really long time. I spent like 3, maybe 4 hours yesterday just going through this book and reading this encyclopedia of just a plethora of knowledge from the late 1800s. Last night I read things about giants that were found and how they were buried and how much the bones weighed. They weighed like 300 pounds. I also read that elephants lived to be 400 years old and swans were living to 200 years old. Because it is a encyclopedia of wit and wisdom, there is also some hilarious jokes and short stories and poetical. This is just the most fascinating book I have ever put my hands on. There's information in here about Egyptian things that were found on the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon, and different findings of like these people who launched a rock off a hill and it opened up a cavern in this mountain in Utah, and it was like ancient site with mummies and like statues of every single kind of animal. And these are all collections of journals and things that people of huge historical notes and wealth have talked about and shared. So I'm going to start this TikTok channel and dedicate it to the information that I uncover in this book. And I hope your mind is as blown as I am, because this is the most incredible find I've ever had in my life. And I can't find anything about this book. So follow along, enjoy the journey.
Family, I've always believed that all the books contains more information than the new ones, because I've read a very old book before, and the language they used, comparing to the current books, you realize that those of old, they use the correct English, they were deeper English than today. That is my opinion, but let me know yours, guys, at the comment section.
Everything in existence is a part of God. That means at one point, everything was God, so God was just a single entity that existed as a perfect form. You can replace the word God with creator, universe, whatever helps you understand this better. So after God's ego death, he split himself into infinite smaller parts because he was lonely and wanted companionship. These infinite smaller parts can be explained and seen in fractals, and thus, in this explosive split, he then created the Big Bang and free will.
Wow, guys, so let me know your comment on this. If you're a church guy like me, let me know your thought on this, because personally, every church believer will never believe what this conspiracy story is saying.
Ever heard of the phantom time hypothesis? It's a theory that suggests we've been living a lie. The hypothesis is a historical conspiracy theory proposed by German historian Heribert Illig in 1991. According to Illig, we are not living in the 21st century, but rather in the 18th century. Sounds crazy, right? The theory suggests that the early Middle Ages, 614 through 911 AD, never happened and were fabricated by the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and possibly the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. They allegedly altered the existing calendar to place themselves at the special year of 1000 AD, creating a phantom time of 297 years that never existed. Illig's hypothesis is based on the scarcity of archaeological evidence that can be reliably dated from the years 614 through 911, the perceived inadequacies of radiometric and dendrochronological methods of dating this period, and the over-reliance of medieval historians on written sources. The phantom time hypothesis is widely dismissed by mainstream historians and scholars. It contradicts verifiable historical and archaeological data from around the world, and the Gregorian calendar we use today, introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, is widely accepted as accurate. So, what do you think? Are we living in a fabricated timeline?
Guys, personally, I've always thought of this that we are not in the actual timeline. I believe there have been a kind of change in our time. So, to my personal opinion, I don't think we are living in the right time on a right year, right? Due to the way the calendar has been changed and it has been altered, family. That's my personal opinion. But let me know your thought on this, guys.
Just been confirmed by the Coast Guard at their press conference that the debris field that was found is that of the missing submarine. And guys, make sure and click the plus sign because more information is continuing to come out about this, and I'm going to keep you up to date. Now, there is a silver lining in this dark situation, so make sure and stay to the end, and I'm going to cover all that. A very big question people have asked. But also keep in mind that this is still very new, and even them finding all of this is very new, so more information is still coming out, and I'm going to keep you guys up to date on it, but I'm going to give you exactly what we know so far. So what they have said is that 2 debris piles were found right next to the Titanic. One was up to 1,600 feet away. There were several questions that were asked. One of the questions was, did the sub run into the Titanic? Is that what happened? They said that's inconclusive, possible, but they don't know yet. Another one, and this is kind of graphic and gruesome and a bit disturbing, so heads up, is about the crew members. Were any of them found? Now, it seems like this thing imploded underwater. And if that's the case, because that's what they're seeing, then we don't actually know if they will ever find them. How many pieces are they in? Is the water and the currents carrying them? So right now, we haven't actually found any signs of the survivors or the crew, unfortunately. In these debris piles, the reason that they know that this is the submarine is because that submarine had a very unique design, and they found things like the pressure chamber and the hull that are very specific to that submarine. And one of the biggest questions that's been on everybody's mind, and this is where the silver lining comes from, somebody asked, what's the timing of this? When did this happen? So this is what they said. They said when they were searching, their sonars over the last several days never picked up an implosion, and they would have. That doesn't mean we know the exact timing. However, what it would indicate or what it might allude to is that this probably happened when they lost contact. So the good news is that they probably weren't down there suffering together and losing oxygen. So if they were gonna go, this would be the most peaceful way, which is where that silver lining comes in. There's still so many unanswered questions though. There's still so many holes. What do you guys think about all this? Sound off in the comments, and I hope it's obvious that at least from this channel, our condolences to the family. This is an awful situation, and I at least hope that big changes will be made in this industry so something good can come from it. Guys, I've got more coming out on this, so make sure and click the plus sign because I'm going to keep you up to date.
Family, this is really weird because personally, when the sub went down there, what did they see? You know, this is what I'm curious of. Family, there's a different world beneath the ocean, and at times they don't want people poking around. That is my opinion, because how can a whole submarine that has been tested and tried, designed to, sustain the harsh of the depth of an ocean, just go down there and explode? Something happened, family. They made something that was greater than the sub. That is my opinion.
Hi, I'm Joshua Kane Preston, and welcome to Quick Note Conspiracies, where I give you real conspiracy theories in 3 minutes or less. Underwater aliens? People of Atlantis? Lake Baikal, 1982. 7 Russian frogmen divers exploring the depths suddenly realize they are being observed by very large humanoid creatures wearing unknown scuba gear and helmets. The beings are approximately 9 feet tall and wearing these silver suits. Amazed and intrigued, the Russian divers made the fatal mistake of attempting to capture one of these creatures using a big net. Suddenly, the creatures used unknown weapon technology to create a blast, repelling the Russians to the surface with incredible speed and force. Due to the tremendous compression, 3 of the 7 divers died. The creatures are known to this day as the Swimmers. But what were they?
This can't be real, but it is. The
president of Ukraine wants Marina Abramovich to be an ambassador for Ukraine to help rebuild schools.
Why?
There's no even trying to hide it at this point. If you don't know who she is, you need to look up spirit cooking.
Everything.
Guys, I've read about spirit cooking, and personally, when I read deep into it, I didn't get any idea. Personally, I didn't really understand it. I Googled it, I didn't get any concept to it. But if you understand, please let me know at the comment section.
They ever have told us is a lie. They tell us that our heart is a pump. Your heart is not a pump. Your heart is a valve. Your lungs is a pump that pumps the blood to the heart. The heart is a valve mechanism that controls the cardio output of blood. Everything they tell us about everything is a lie. They tell you your hair is just hair. No, our hair is non-ether hair. It is actually an extension of your nervous system. It is used to scan the environment, and it brings all of these different melanin neurotransmitters back to your skin to tell you whether to actually engage in the environment or take fight or flight and run away. We heal a lot of what you would call celebrities or stars, a whole lot of them. My name ring bells in the celebrity kingdom.
I know.
Ring bells. We done heal cancer. We done heal a lot of STDs with rappers, a whole lot of crazy STD. We done got people off of opioids. We grew a thyroid back. We got rid of a case of HIV in the actual celebrity community. It's crazy the way they call me, and it's like you got everything you want, but you missing your health.
I've always knew that there's a lie in knowledge. I believe mostly in science, there's some truth that they don't want us to know about this. And I think what the man is saying is true. No wonder he has left his hair. So if our hair is an extension of our nervous system to scan the environment, then it's amazing, family. It's amazing.
You know, we're still here. It's 13,000 years later, and they haven't taken control of Earth, heart. They haven't been able to do it, and this is very, very, very frustrating for them because they want to break the heart of the human being. Okay, so if we go back to the Jesus story. And somebody asked me on a radio show the other day, well, why betrayal? Why is betrayal so important to the story? Well, betrayal is the ultimate way to hurt the heart. If you put your faith and love in somebody and then they betray you, it's like this to the heart. That's why betrayal is, part of the story. It's birth, betrayal, death, rebirth.
Okay.
Is the human cycle. Is the human heart cycle. So what they did to make things even more complex and even more difficult for human beings is they 99% of human beings only have 2-strand DNA when we're supposed to have 12-strand or 22-strand DNA.
Oh my gosh.
99% of us have 2-strand DNA. The 2-strand DNA that we have is reptilian and mammalian. Now, the reptile and the mammal don't go together, don't fit together. They are they are diametrically opposed on every level. Okay, so depending on the individual themselves, some people have a higher reptilian DNA and some people have a higher mammalian DNA. The mammalian DNA is nurturing, compassionate, understanding. Okay. It takes care of its young. It feeds its young.
That's more for the female.
And the reptile doesn't. The reptile leaves its young to fend for itself, and the ones that die are considered weak, and the ones that survive are considered strong because they believe in the basis of the reptilian being is raw survival. Okay, so that was done to create essentially more chaos within.
I to zostało zrobione głównie po to, żeby wprowadzić jeszcze więcej chaosu.
what they've done, what they're trying to do is isolate the human being with more and more and more technology, so that we do not connect with each other.
Did you know that the
Family, this is just insane. I believe the guy has really exposed everything right there, so DNA manipulation, and they're using AI also to separate us from what really matters. That's why, family, it's very important that let us remember this kind of one-on-one face interaction is very important. We shouldn't live that kind of social life, because we are social beings, and they are using technology as a means to move us from the way we are. This is just amazing, guys.
Garden of Eden might be located in an unexpected place. According to scripture, a river flows from Eden and was then divided into 4 headwaters named the Pishkin, the Gilhan, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. Although we only know the location of 2 of these rivers today, it is commonly assumed that the Garden of Eden must have been situated somewhere nearby. But what if there's more to the story? Some people believe that an event such as the biblical flood of Noah may have altered the landscape of the earth, including the locations of the Garden of Eden. After all, if the landmarks and geography have shifted, it is entirely possible that what we think we know about the Garden of Eden could be completely wrong. But listen to this. Some ancient maps of the North Pole from the 15th and 16th century depict a landmass with 4 headwaters emerging from it. These headwaters bear striking similarities to the ones mentioned in the Bible. However, later maps removed this piece of land entirely, and it was never mentioned again. Follow for more.
This famous TikToker was just arrested for murder. This is Maybe Vlogs. And on February 11th, her and her mom were arrested for killing 2 men by driving them off the road. What? And the weird thing is, Maybe kept posting these weird videos talking about her and her mom killing people. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments.
Bro, something gotta be wrong with these waters, bro. Cause them shits used to never be 3 for $12, bro. At all. You can get 3 whole packs for $12. What did they do to the water, bro? What's going on? At a time where all the food prices went up, why is it a deal on water? What did they do to the water?
Yeah, so I believe this is the question, guys. What have they done to the water? Why is the water too cheap to buy? Family, this is some of the questions we need to ask. We need to be curious, because why make water that cheap if maybe one, it has not expired, or maybe if they've added something strange to the water?
We all witness the moon only illuminating the local clouds around it. That is because it is also a local light, but one with opposite effects from the sun. As we can all agree, shade from the sun is cooler than direct sunlight. But did you know the moon's shade is actually warmer than direct moonlight? The moon produces cold light, something the science priests must have forgotten to teach us all about in school. Not only that, but at times we can see stars through the moon, proving it is not some solid rock 238,900 miles away.
Top 6 most weird Mandela effects. Do you remember Cruella de Vil's coat with Dalmatian spots? Apparently it never had spots. Pikachu with a black tail. People say he's never had a black tail. The bucket list phrase wasn't around until the movie came out in 2007. Air Jordan Jumpman now has pants.
Okay.
Mississippi no longer the longest river in the United States. The Berenstain Bears spelled with a U-R-A.
I don't. This creeps me out, man. I don't like to be in this room anymore. I sleep in here. Look at that. That shit is changing. Right?
I'm not. Guys, let me know your idea on this 6 stories, because let me know the one you think is true, family.
Sure how no one on this app has ever talked about the Alaskan Triangle, but if you thought the Bermuda Triangle was crazy, the Alaskan Triangle is dark. So the Alaskan Triangle connects 3 major cities: Anchorage, Juneau, and this north city called Barrow. It's one of the only places left in North America that's been untouched to man. The triangle didn't start attracting public attention until October of 1972, when a small private plane that was carrying the U.S. Majority House Leader and 3 other passengers just vanished into thin air. For more than a month, 50 civilian planes and 40 military aircrafts covered a search of 32,000 miles and did not find any evidence of the plane, the men, wreckage, or debris. Mainstream media tried to paint this image that we had another Amelia Earhart situation unfolding in front of us. But it's been publicly recorded that since the 1970s, 16,000 people have went missing in this triangle. And as of February 23rd, 2022, 5 other people just went missing. However, there are many civilians and natives that live in Alaska that do support the idea of energy vortexes being there. Energy vortexes are thought to be swirling centers of energy that are concentrated in specific locations. The energy radiates in a spiral cone-like formation that either expels positive or negative energy, whether it's spinning clockwise or counterclockwise. And Alaska has quite a few of these, but it's said this energy can affect humans in various different ways, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or even spiritually. The positive vortexes or clockwise vortexes are said to release an enhancing flow of energy. This type is said to be conductive to healing, meditation, self-exploration, and creativity. However, negative vortexes that spiral down drain and deplete the energy around it. These energy vortexes are said to bring about hallucinations, confusion, depression, and even health problems. Not to mention, the scientists that went here in Y2K literally had their scientific equipment break. If you want to know more about these energy centers, I have a video on my page that already lists where a lot of these are. But the most notorious negative vortexes are the Bermuda Triangle, Japan's Devil Sea, and Easter Island. I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever seen the movie The Fourth Kind, but it's literally based off of the Alaskan Triangle and the events that took place. And my favorite thing about this film is how they actually layered the real footage on top of the actors' footage of what actually happened. So you actually can, believe some of the testimonies that are being said. But what do you guys think? Have you ever been to Alaska, or are you a native Alaskan? Comment down below.
I'm from Alaska, family. If you're from Alaska, let me know your thought on this. Let me know if what is saying is true, guys.
Aliens were spotted in Britain in 1980. British military personnel stationed at Rendlesham Forest reported witnessing strange lights and UFO activity. They also stated that they heard something grunting and speaking in a language that none could either recognize or understand. Do you think this was just an incident of mass hysteria, or did these soldiers encounter extraterrestrials?
This is so amazing, family. This is one of the amazing videos that people watch so far. And thank you very much for watching to the end. I love you so much. So if you're new here, drop us a like, subscribe, and be part of the family so that you can help grow this channel by clicking the like button. Family, I'll see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.